So I just want to remind everybody at this moment, if you start looking around, you're going to start to see like some very negative things that are going on. So it is 2022, and we just, I don't know if we're out of a pandemic or not. I think we're still pretty much in a pandemic at this moment. And Russia is going to war with Ukraine. If you look at all these kind of things, you might think that, that we're not making any progress in this world, and we have an unbelievable amount of human suffering, and things are really bad. And yes, there is a lot of bad things that are going on, and I am not going to condone any, actions that where somebody is going to, oppress another group, both sort of at the nation level, but also at the, within companies, right? You should never feel like you're oppressed in any sort of way. That's bad management. So what I would remind everybody is that we live in a time of unprecedented wealth, prosperity. We live in an unprecedented time of health, as well as, safety. If you look at virtually all indicators of human progress, whatever you're looking at, right? We're even luxury, or having access to information, or having access to clean water in almost every country. Almost every country, and almost every individual, it has unprecedented opportunity that we've never had before. Even in the poorest, in the worst locations in this world, we have more opportunity. Those same individuals have more opportunity now than what they would have had even 30 years ago. Right? If you simply start looking at these numbers, doesn't matter where we are, it's almost across the board. Now, I'm going to, before you start getting up in arms and stuff, I know that there are situations around this world that are not great. I know that there is governing countries that suppress people. I know that there are certain individuals that have, been persecuted for things that they shouldn't do, and I know that there's all these other things that are going on. But if you simply start looking at the macro environment, we have a lot to be optimistic about. We have a lot to be optimistic about, even things, some large problems that we're experiencing right now, like climate change, for example. These are really big, difficult problems. However, I tend to be very optimistic, or have a positive view on what we can do as humanity. We've experienced very large problems in the past, and we've somehow figured out how to deal with this at the macro level. Doesn't mean individuals might get harmed. It doesn't mean that sort of some people might be worse off from the things that we go through. However, at the macro level, we tend to improve. And improvement is being in quantitative and qualitative metrics that you would sort of look at, right? We live a lot longer than we used to live. Can we live longer? Is there sort of, science looking at how long we can sort of extend life? Yes, we could do that. Absolutely. Do we have a lot more to go? Yes, absolutely, with those things. Do we live a better quality life on average in many countries around this world? Absolutely we do, compared to what we used to live. Do we have unprecedented opportunities in terms of, tools that are at our fingertips if we choose to actually use those particular things? Most people, not everybody, yes. And do we, in especially in Western countries, do the poorest individuals have access to things that they wouldn't have had 50 years ago? Absolutely. That there is definitely progress getting made. Is there progress being made on social inequalities and problems where people are being oppressed? Yes, we understand how to do a lot to fix some of those things. We know that oppression is generally bad, right? We did not know that 100 years ago. There was only a small group of people that would have been like, well, maybe we shouldn't do this. We know that oppression is bad. We know that inequality in general across the board is harmful for growth and prosperity. We know a lot of different things, and most people are aware of them, of these particular facts that things can get better. Is there at the elite level recognition of so elite being the top 5% of sort of prosperous individuals in Western countries, right? So basically anybody making, I'm going to say, some arbitrary number, maybe it's $80,000 a year. Is there recognition that some of this money that they make should go back to help out other people? I generally think, in general, many people are pretty charitable with who they are. Now, on average, in America, we donate 2% of everything that we make. However, at the extremely elite levels, where there's ultra wealth and all those kind of things, people are generally pretty charitable. They're feeling the money that they make, they give away in general, right? Like, not always, but they do give a significant amount away. If you start looking at all of these things, we're at an unprecedented time of prosperity, safety. Can we go into many inner cities around the world and feel safe? Yes, we can. We couldn't do that before. Can we go to most major cities now and not, cough up a lung compared to what it was, 200 years ago? Yes, like all of those kind of things. Do we have technologies that prevent pollution coming out of cars? Yes, we have a lot of those things. Can it get better? Yes. All of these things is what I'm getting at. If you start breaking it down, you pick the area that you're looking at, whatever the area that you want to look at, and you look at long-run trends, you're going to see some improvement. Now, does that improvement shoot up for many indicators? No, right? Like, there's some things that are kind of going backwards in terms of greenhouse gas emissions. We're producing a tremendous amount of greenhouse gas emissions. Are we working on that? That's the bigger question. Yes, I do believe that many people are concerned about it. Many people are working on it, which sort of gives you hope, right? And that's all I'm saying is, when things are crazy, have hope and start looking at sort of macro trends that things are changing in a positive direction. There's many wonderful people in this world. Not everybody is wonderful. There's lots of mean people. There's lots of people that are very oppressive. But there's also a lot of wonderful people. Remember, I hate to sort of talk about this, but remember the Holocaust. And there was a lot of people that got killed. There was a lot of destruction and human just suffering, like unbelievable amounts of human suffering. But there was always moments of hope. and moments of people being very good during that moment in time. And I'm not sort of saying that there was the cost of that was just unbelievably just wretched, and I cannot get over it. There's no way I'm ever going to get over any of that kind of stuff. I just can't. I can't forgive it. But was there moments of hope where people were kind and generous and risked their lives to do really good things in this world? Yes, there was, and that's what we should focus on. Remember that as a larger society, as a large group of people can't keep you down, and we're going to get better. We have a lot of hope. We have a lot of things to be thankful for in this day and age, and we just got to keep taking those steps forward and keep going. I need you to remember that. I think it's super important for all of us to reflect on that. All right, take care and have a wonderful day.